Hey y'all, it's Charlie. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be filming things that I wish that I knew before I started nursing school. Okay, so I just counted all the things that I wrote down and I have a perfect 10. I'm really surprised. I thought that I had less than that. So let's get started. These really aren't in any particular order, but let's go. The first thing that I have on my list of things that I wish I would have known before I started nursing school is it's harder than it looks. And it already looks hard. Nursing school it's really hard. It's hard mentally, physically, obviously academically. It's just so much that goes into nursing school, and I wish I would have went in not just like in the joking way, like, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I can do it. Like, this is actually hard work. You have to dedicate so much time to this stuff, and it's like you can watch videos and prepare and study, and it's gonna help. I promise it's gonna help. Keep doing those things. But nursing school is hard, man. Like, there's no other way around it. No matter how smart you are, nursing school is going to be hard in some type of aspect, whether that is academics or stress or anything. Like, it's going to be hard, and that's a part of it, but it's rewarding. Number 2, grades aren't everything. Yeah, well, they're very, very important, but they're not everything. It's okay not to be a perfect 4.0 student. Let me tell you a little story. I love Fatima's videos. I enjoy watching her. She's so smart. Watching her nursing school journey and everything. Like, she's just such an educated person. And I was like, I know she has to get great grades and everything. And I wanted to be just like that. And I wanted to have the perfect notes. And I wanted to be the perfect student. And I wanted to be magna cum laude. And I wanted all of those things. But you know what? C's get degrees, sis. I don't know what to tell you. High C's in nursing school, which is one of the things on this list, that the grading scale is a little different, but it's okay not to be the perfect student. It's okay not to have a 4.0, because at the end of the day, nursing school is teaching you how to pass the NCLEX. You're not gonna really learn how to be a nurse until you start working in the hospital. It's okay not to have the perfect grades. That does not mean that you're not going to be the best nurse ever. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be an amazing nurse because you got some questions wrong because it was a trick question. Just learn the material, get through the classes, learn, retain, and just know that grades aren't everything. Don't compare yourself to your classmates. Don't compare yourself to who you used to be in high school. Grades aren't everything in nursing school. Just do well on the test. Obviously you need to try to make good grades, but I'm saying, like, if you're not a A student, if you're not a B student, if you graduate with the bare minimum for me is a 74. If you graduate with a 74, it's okay. You're still gonna be a nurse. And that might sound like bad or mediocre or like settling, but honestly, nursing school is hard, just like number 1. It's okay if you don't make the perfect grades. And it's okay if other people in your class are making better grades than you. That's just what it is. Which brings us to number 3, the grading scale. The grading scale in nursing school depends on your program, but it's so weird. Anything less than a 75 in my class is a failing. Like, I failed that class, like it's over. That's just what it is. The grading scale in nursing school is one thing I definitely wish I would have known how particular it is. So when you're studying, keep it in mind. And when you're researching schools to go to, keep it in mind what grades you need for an A, a B, a C. Like, it's so weird. The grading scale in nursing school is very complicated. It's designed to be hard. So just keep that in mind. Number 4, deadlines are final. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I got kicked out of nursing school my first semester a couple of years ago when I first started nursing school because I missed a deadline. It said to accept your spot into this nursing program, you have to copy and paste this and say I accept, and I accepted it too late. So I got kicked out. I begged to get let back in, and they actually let me back in, and you know what I did? Missed another deadline. I missed the deadline to have something done on my physical that I just overlooked. I didn't pay good enough attention, and I got kicked out, and they didn't give me another chance. And honestly, I didn't deserve it, because I should have learned from the first time that I missed a deadline that I should have been on top of it, and that's my fault. That was another semester that I spent in nursing school that I wasn't with the group I started with. I was a semester behind them, and it's all because I didn't prioritize that. What is this? Has that been there the whole time? Cool. So, along with deadlines, you need to pay attention to your deadlines for your assignments, for like any of those small things, like go online and read this and answer like a 3-question quiz for credit. Like, make sure you have all those done. I had this one thing, it's like Prep You, that I'm not in focus. I'm so sorry if I keep going in and out of focus. But we had this one thing where we had to do it, and it was due at 3 p.m. I was like, I get off work at 3 p.m. and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna do this assignment. No, it was due at 3 p.m. I thought it was gonna be due at midnight, like everything else in my college career, but I didn't pay attention to that deadline. So make sure, so you get all your points, all your grades, everything, make sure that you pay attention to those deadlines. Number 5, you have to know anatomy. Anatomy is so important. They're not going to go back and tell you what the liver does. Like, they're just not. They expect you to know that. That's why anatomy is a requirement for nursing school, because you have to know these things. Anatomy and phys, very, very important in your nursing school career. The nurses don't want to go back, your professors don't want to go back and teach you things that you should have known semesters ago. So make sure that you learn your anatomy. Of course, y'all know that I went and found me a CC study guide, because I love CC study guides, and I found all the anatomy things that I didn't remember because I took it back when I was a freshman 3 years ago before I joined the military. So I didn't remember the anatomy as well as I should have. So what I did was go back and study that. So make sure you do that. It's very, very important to know your anatomy. Number 6, this is definitely something that I struggled with. You have to network. I'm not a big fan of getting to know everyone in the class and asking to join people's study groups. We had a little drama with that, with certain people not wanting certain people to be in their study groups, and oh, we only want these people in it because we think that we're advanced and stuff like that. It's really annoying. But you need to network. You need to find at least one friend. Even if you don't like studying with other people, I'm not saying you have to study with other people, but you need to find someone who you know 100%, if I miss something, they got my back. If I need help with something, they can hop on Zoom and teach me. I had a couple people like that, and I really appreciated their help, because when it came down to it, I knew that they would help me if I missed something, if I had to miss a day, if I was sick, something like that, they had my back. So it's really good to network, or even if you need to, even if you don't want to spend time with them outside of class, don't. But it's really good to have those people, especially when you really need them. You can do them a favor, they can do you a favor. You can go out if you need a break. And like I said, if you miss something on your notes, or if you have questions about a test, or if you just want somebody to talk to, they are the only people who really know what you're going through. It's good to network and make some friends in class. If not friends, then just treat them as colleagues. Keep it business. Number 7, I wish that I knew how to answer NCLEX style questions. I didn't. And most people don't before they go to nursing school. There's not really much I can really help with that right now off the top of my head, but just know that like NCLEX style questions are very prevalent, and for my very first quiz in nursing school, we had to answer them. So I would definitely suggest looking up some good videos. Sorry that I can't help you right now on the fly about answering NCLEX style questions. So it's like, if you remember studying someone saying the sky is blue, one of the questions not just going to ask you what color is the sky, it's going to ask you something so roundabout that makes you think about everything. So you have to get this piece of information that you remember studying, and this one, and this thing that the professor said, you add it all together and you put it down, flip it and reverse it like Missy Elliott, and then you get your answer. And that is a NCLEX style question. And of course I'm going out of focus because I need a new camera already, I guess. I'm so sorry. Number 8 is how hard it was going to be for me to balance working a job, even a part-time job. You guys, it's hard. You have to prioritize your job while you're at your job, and school while you're at school, and you have to figure out your schedule. You gotta leave some things early. You can't go to all the study groups. You can't have time off to relax. It's really hard to balance your social life. It's hard to balance a job while working in nursing school, and if you want a video about that, I'll definitely do it. But you guys, I didn't realize how hard it was gonna be. All I thought was, okay, I'm going to be busy from 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock with nursing school, and then at 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. I'm going to be working at the hospital, and everything's going to be great. And it wasn't like that. because sometimes the professor goes too far over in lecture and she bleeds into it's time for me to start getting ready for work. Sometimes I wore the wrong scrub to the hospital. Why would I wear my nursing school scrubs to the hospital? I don't know, because nursing school is stressful and your brain's not always working the way it should. It's just a lot, you guys. It's really hard to balance that type of schedule, and it was harder than I thought it would be, because I could see some people online doing it. If she can do it, I can do it, and all this other stuff. But it's really, really hard to balance all that and keep your schedule ready and on track. Sometimes you don't have a job that will allow you to study on the job, even if you work night shifts, and you need sleep and you need time to study, and like I said, you still want to have a little bit of a social life, and it's really hard to balance all of that. But it's not impossible. If you guys want tips for it, let me know and I'll film a video on it. Number 9, I wished that I knew before nursing school how I dealt with stress. Before nursing school, I was never really put in any huge stressful situations. Most of my stress really stemmed from my anxiety and depression really coming to a head while I was in nursing school. And like I said, balancing school and how I'm gonna pay my bills and how I'm gonna keep my grades up and how I'm gonna earn these scholarships and keep these scholarships, being in the military, if I was gonna get deployed, stuff like that. So much stuff, and I just didn't know how I deal with stress, and I didn't know how to keep myself sane. And that is something that I highly, highly, highly suggest that you do before you start nursing school, is to figure out how you deal with stress, figure out your mental health, figure out if you have any problems that you think you need to talk to someone about. Yeah. Anyways, I suggest that you really figure out how you deal with it, who's going to help you out if you need. Oh, that's one thing I should have said about networking. It's not just networking with people in your class, networking with people at home, like especially if you have a kid or people at your job. You really need people who can help you. You need a community of people, because even though I didn't have that, it would have made my nursing school journey a lot better if I had had a community. But back to this one, stress. You're gonna be stressed in nursing school. I don't think there's a single person who went through nursing school and didn't have at least a little bit of stress. It's stressful, especially if you're balancing a job or a family or a social life, a significant other, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, anything in between. Everybody has stress in nursing school. So figure out how you're best going to balance it, how you're going to deal with it if you have it, and especially if that stress ends up turning into some type of depression or a spiral or something like that. Figure out how you're going to deal with it, and figure out if you truly, truly need help, professional help. If you want to learn how to deal with your mental health in nursing school, I do have a video up about it, because if you don't know, I had a huge, I'm out of focus again. Nursing school is stressful. I wish I would have known how stressful it was. Let's go to the next question, because the fact that I can't get through one of these without going out of focus is about to bring out my stress. Number 10, my last and final thing that I wish that I knew about nursing school. I wish that I knew that sometimes you can be going through nursing school and you might realize that you just don't want to be a nurse. I am trying to figure out, is that what I realized while I was in nursing school, or is that just me being depressed? I went through a really big depression. I think that's what I was about to say a minute ago. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to study. I didn't want anybody to see me. I didn't want to eat. I just wanted to sleep. And then when I was eating, I was binge eating. I found out I had an eating disorder. It was a lot. Like I said, nursing school is hard. Nursing school is stressful. It comes with a lot. Because when depression comes, she doesn't just come alone. She brings her friends, eating disorder, acne, body dysmorphia. She brings her friend anxiety. She loves a good party. Low self-worth. She brings, when Miss Depression comes through, she brings the squad. That's not what this question was, but this question was, you might decide that you don't want to be a nurse. Right now, I'm trying to decide if I really want to be a nurse, or is it my depression telling me that I don't want to do anything. Sometimes you might lose your motivation. Sometimes it's not even about being depressed. Sometimes you might see what a nurse really, really does and realize, hey, this is what I thought I wanted to do. I've been saying I want to do this for years, and it's not. That's okay. It's better that you learn that now before you go through all your semesters of nursing, get in the hospital, and be like, I should have stopped my first semester. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs up and like are the exact same thing. Comment, subscribe, let me know what other videos that you have. If you have any tips for anyone else, if you're watching this video and you are in nursing school, if you have any tips, put them in the comment section. If you have any questions, put those in there too. And bye, you guys. Have a blessed day.